Good evening. You're watching the News at 6 with me, Shan Russell. The News at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories, and we'll be filling you in on them over the next half hour. But first, the headlines that we're tracking right now. Kolkata flyover death toll reaches 24. Political blame game breaks out in the state as rescue teams rule out the possibility of any more survivors. PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti to be sworn in as Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir on the 4th of April. Party hopes she will usher in a new era of peace and prosperity. Bombay High Court rules that offering prayers at temples is a fundamental right of every woman, says it's the government's duty to protect it. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi to present report on steps India has taken to secure its nuclear assets, underscores the threat of non-state actors in escalating nuclear threat at the 4th Nuclear Security Summit in the United States. Our top story this evening, the death toll in the Kolkata flyover tragedy climbed to 24 today as rescue operations entered the last stage. The Bengal government ordered a high-level probe into the incident, but with the assembly elections just 2 days away, the incident has triggered a political blame game. The opposition parties are accusing the Mamata Banerjee government of callousness.
Hopes of finding more survivors under the debris faded on Friday, with the authorities stating that no more bodies are expected to be retrieved. Rescuers worked all night with cranes and jackhammers to clear concrete slabs and steel girders. At least 19 people were rescued since Thursday, many with serious trauma injuries.
There is some debris there that is being removed, and it is being ensured that there is no more dead body under the debris. As far as the possibility of live person is concerned, that is no more in this area.
Injured people, some of them are in a slightly precarious condition, but the rest have been, some of them have been discharged, and the total figure is around 89.
So could you throw some light about the rescue operation, the current state of it?
Current state is almost at the end.
सभी लोग बहुत दुखी है. हम लोग मॉर्निंग वॉक से भी इसीलिए आए कि किसी तरह का कोई हेल्प किसी को करना हो, किसी को ब्लड चाहिए, कुछ चाहिए. तो हम लोग अभी हॉस्पिटल भी जाके आए हैं कि कुछ जो हम लोगों से बन सकता है हम लोग सब लोग करने के लिए तैयार हैं.
The Kolkata police filed a case of culpable homicide against Hyderabad-based construction firm IVRCL that was building the 2-kilometer Vivekanand Road flyover. Local offices of the company were reportedly sealed, and 5 of the firm's officials were detained for questioning.
IVRCL and its concerned staff will cooperate with the investigation. We will give the maximum support what we have to give. We are anxious to know why it happened as well. We want to know the reason.
Ahead of the assembly elections, the tragedy triggered a political blame game between the Trinamool Congress and the opposition. Calling the flyover tragedy an act of fraud protected by the West Bengal government, the BJP sought a CBI inquiry.
क्लियर कट क्रिमिनल नेक्सस और क्रिमिनल कॉन्स्पिरेसी दोनों से जुड़ा हुआ केस लगता है, और इसके लिए जो भी रिस्पांसिबल है उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए. बेहतर होगा कि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इस पूरे के पूरे प्रकरण की जांच सीबीआई को सौंपे, ताकि जो भी कल्प्रिट है, जो भी इसके लिए गुनाहगार है, जिम्मेदार है, उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई.
The more important and fundamental question is who was responsible, who is the contractor who had been given the work, which is the agency which gave the work, which ministry does it come under. Those people must be held responsible, and if the Chief Minister has been directly looking after these developmental projects, then the Chief Minister of West Bengal must take responsibility.
They are one of the blacklisted companies, and that company is sitting on financial collapse. Everybody admits, and the way that representative of that company spoke as though it is act of God, it is atrocious.
This is not the time to indulge in politics. कलकत्ता पुलिस का एक टीम वहां ऑलरेडी पहुंच गया है हैदराबाद में, and strictest action will be taken. Strictest action will be taken and the guilty will be booked.
An under-construction flyover collapsed on Thursday onto vehicles and street vendors below in the Bara Bazar area of Kolkata. The flyover started construction in 2009 and missed several deadlines for completion.
This tragic incident has taken precious lives of several people, but a tremendous politics has developed around it. This incident has left few questions as to who is responsible for this and what action will be taken against the culprits. With camera person Jiten, this is Pranav Goswami, Rajya Sabha TV, Kolkata.
And let's go across to our correspondent Pranav Goswami, who is in Kolkata. Pranav, what's the latest update as far as the rescue operations are concerned?
The operation is over now, but the main task is to remove the debris which is still lying here. And as far as the Army and NDRF is concerned, they've said that no dead body is suspected now, but there are more than 90 people who got injured in this tragic incident. But we are also seeing that different political party leaders are coming here and they are trying to politicize this entire issue, and they're trying to get a political mileage from this issue. But the inquiry has been ordered by Mamata government, and this entire incident which took place yesterday is now the road is now they are trying to clear this entire road, because this is a very highly populated area. Over 10 lakh people, those who are living here in this area. So now the entire rescue operation is over, but now they're trying to remove the concrete structure which came, which actually is still lying.
All right, so the concrete being removed, as far as the number of survivors are concerned, rather the number of deceased, it's gone up to 24 as of now. Pranav Goswami with that latest update. But Pranav, it's also taken a political colour, given that the West Bengal elections are just around the corner. So but as far as the impact on that is concerned, it's certainly being felt in the political rhetoric, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely right. And the left parties and BJP have demanded for CBI inquiry, but TMC is saying that this project started during the tenure of left government, and but this is also, we know that this entire project has been under construction for last 7 years. So TMC government is also answerable. And the BJP is also demanding for CBI inquiry. So this entire issue has become political, and this is certainly going to be a big issue as far as this election is concerned.
All right, so Pranav Goswami will keep a tab on this issue as it develops in the West Bengal elections as well. Thanks very much for the update for now, Pranav. Now, PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti will be sworn in as the first Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir on the 4th of April. Briefing the media about the details of the ceremony, PDP leader Amitabh Mattu expressed hope that she will preside in a new era of peace and prosperity in the region. Earlier, the PDP and its alliance partner BJP conveyed the mutually agreed date for the swearing-in to Governor N.N. Vora. The alliance parties had staked claim to form the government on the 26th of March, 2 days after Mehbooba was elected PDP's legislative party leader. The state has been without a chief minister for the last 3 months after the death of Mufti Muhammad Saeed. Mehbooba was reportedly reluctant to take over as chief minister of the coalition government, even as she sought assurances from the central government on implementing the agenda of alliance that the two parties had struck earlier.
जम्मू कश्मीर में फिर से पीडीपी बीजेपी की साझा सरकार बनने के लिए तैयारियां लगभग पूरी हुई है। मैं मानता हूं कि बहुत ही जल्दी अगले 2-3 दिन में सरकार फिर से बनने की संभावनाएं आज दिख रही है। जम्मू में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का लेजिस्लेचर पार्टी का मीटिंग संपन्न हुआ था 2-3 दिन पहले, और उसके बाद बीजेपी के लीडरशिप और पीडीपी के लीडरशिप के बीच में 1-2 राउंड्स की बातचीत हुई, और मेरे जानकारी के मुताबिक कल मुख्यमंत्री दावेदार पीडीपी से महबूबा मुफ्ती जी की बीजेपी के लेजिस्लेचर पार्टी के लीडर निर्मल सिंह जी से भी बात हुई है। उसके बाद दोनों पार्टियां अब मिलकर सरकार बनाने के लिए लगभग अपनी सहमति तय कर लिए है। जल्दी गवर्नर से मिलकर आगे की प्रक्रिया पूरा करेंगे।
Now to news from Maharashtra, where women can now enter every temple. The Bombay High Court today ruled that offering prayers at a temple is the fundamental right of a woman, and it's the government's fundamental duty to protect this right. The temples in the state can no longer cite centuries-old traditions to ban the entry of women. The Maharashtra government has said it will take all steps necessary to comply with the order by enforcing a law that provides 6 months in prison for preventing anyone from entering a temple. Women activists called it a landmark judgment and a victory for women. And listen into the reactions pouring in.
It is not restricted to any particular temple or particular place of worship. It will cover all the places of worship all over Maharashtra.
ये नारी शक्ति की जीत हुई है और हमने आंदोलन जो खड़ा किया था उसकी बहुत बड़ी ये जीत है। तो अभी आगे जो है वो आज कोर्ट ने आदेश किया है कि शनि प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर महिलाएं जा सकती है, जहां पे पुरुष जा सकते हैं वहां पे महिलाओं को एंट्री मिलनी चाहिए। तो कल जो है वो शनि प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर हम सम्मान पूर्वक जाने वाले हैं। हमारी सभी महिलाएं जो है वो शनि प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर दर्शन के लिए कल जाएगी।
This issue is not limited to a temple or a mosque or a church. It is about gender equality and gender discrimination. The honorable courts have given a landmark judgment in this particular case, and I think that we must implement it in all places of worship, or for that matter in all places per se. Man and woman have to be equal in the 21st century.
In this 21st century, women will fight for their constitutional rights and achieve it. I congratulate all the activists who fought for this.
Union Minister of State for Home Affairs, Kiren Rijiju, today slammed China for blocking India's attempt to get the UN to ban Masood Azhar, the chief of the Pakistani-based terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed. Rijiju said the government will take appropriate action against China's request to the UN committee to keep the ban on hold. In February, India wrote to the UN calling for immediate action against Azhar under the Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee. India had called Masood Azhar the mastermind of the Pathankot airbase attack. India also maintained that such terror groups pose threats to it and other South Asian countries. Time now to take a look at what else is making news around the country nationwide. Leading Islamic seminary at Darul Uloom Deoband today issued a fatwa against Muslim community members not to chant Bharat Mata Ki Jai, as there is only one God in Islam. On being questioned over the ongoing debate, a Darul Uloom Deoband spokesperson said that they love the country but believe only in one God. India will get its first high-speed, semi-high-speed train, Gatiman Express, by the 5th of April. The train, which will run at a speed of 160 kilometers between Delhi and Agra, will cover the distance of 184 kilometers in 105 to 110 minutes. Its speed is faster than Shatabdi, whose maximum speed is 140 to 150 kilometers per hour. Pakistan's maritime security authorities arrested 59 Indian fishermen along with 10 boats for allegedly trespassing into Pakistan's territorial waters. The fishermen had been handed over to the docks police station in Karachi on Thursday for necessary legal action. The fishermen were charged under the Foreign Act and Fisheries Act. Now time for all the news and updates from the poll-bound states in our special segment, Verdict 2016. Now, the Election Commission of India has imposed a ban on conducting exit polls between the 4th of April and the 16th of May in the 4 states and 1 union territory going to the polls in the period. According to the provisions of Section 126A of the Representation of Peoples Act 1951, exit polls cannot be conducted and publicized by means of print or electronic media or dissemination in any other manner starting from 7 a.m. on the 4th of April to 6:30 p.m. on the 16th of May. The statement further added, displaying any election matter in any electronic media would be prohibited during 48 hours, ending with the hour fixed for the conclusion of poll in each of the phases. Assam will vote on the 4th of April and the 11th of April, West Bengal on the 4th, 11th, 17th, 21st, 25th, 30th of April and the 5th of May. Kerala and Tamil Nadu and Puducherry will go to the polls on the 16th of May. Counting of votes in all 5 states will take place on the 19th of May. The election timings for Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry are between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. The timings for West Bengal and Assam would be a little different depending on the topography of the constituency and the security situation. Now on to news from Kerala, where BJP President Amit Shah will launch the campaign for the NDA on the 9th of April. State BJP spokesperson J.R. Padma Kumar confirmed that Shah will start his campaign at 4 p.m. on the 9th. Apart from Shah, Prime Minister Modi, his cabinet colleagues and the Deputy Chief Minister of Goa, Francis D'Souza, are also slated to arrive in Kerala to campaign for the state. For the party in the state, rather. The party is yet to open its account in the 140-member Kerala Assembly. However, it is heartened by recent poll results. It doubled the total number of seats in last year's local body polls as compared to its performance in the 2010 polls. In the 2014 Lok Sabha polls, the BJP's vote share for the first time touched double digits at 10.83%, up from 6% in 2011 Assembly polls. The BJP has also fielded former Indian cricketer S. Sreesanth, who will contest from the Thiruvananthapuram Assembly constituency. Time for a short break right now. On the other side, all the international news. South Korea claims that North Korea fired a short-range missile into the sea today. Details on the other side.
Gyan Chopper is the ancient version of Indian snakes and ladders. This intriguing game was popular among the old, the young and the rulers as well. The chopper has its origin in the Jain philosophy. It tells the story of virtue. Each square in turn also narrates some message of wisdom.
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. Now, the 4th Nuclear Security Summit is in its final leg in Washington. Leaders from nearly 50 countries are deliberating on how to prevent terror groups like the Islamic State from getting their hands on nuclear weapons of mass destruction. Post the Paris and the Brussels attacks, there's mounting fears about the terrorist organization's nuclear ambitions. From India's side, Prime Minister Modi will present a report on the steps the country has taken to secure its nuclear assets.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, drawing the world's attention to the threat of global terrorism. Sketching its evolution over time, he underscored how terrorists these days are using modern technology and devices even as the response to them has become outdated. Modi underlined 3 contemporary features of terrorism. He said, these days terrorists are using extreme violence as theatre. They are using 21st century technology, but the responses in hunting them down remain rooted in the past. Thirdly, in an apparent reference to Pakistan, Modi emphasized the role of state actors who are working with nuclear traffickers and terrorists. He called them the greatest risk. The Prime Minister also insisted that countries must drop the notion that terrorism is someone else's problem. On nuclear security, Modi said it must remain an abiding national priority. US President Barack Obama also laid emphasis on the need to deepen international cooperation on counter-terrorism.
In the wake of the Brussels attack, with our memories of the tragedy in Paris, we have not only great urgency around the nuclear issue, but eliminating generally the scourge of terrorism. By trade.
Being hosted by Obama, the 4th Nuclear Security Summit is focusing on the rising tension in the Korean Peninsula amid provocations by Pyongyang. The US, along with Japan, South Korea, as well as China, have expressed their commitment to the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
Of great importance to both of us is North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons, which threatens the security and stability of the region. And President Xi and I are both committed to the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula and full implementation of UN sanctions.
我们两国对促进世界和平、维护稳定繁荣，这个负有更加重要的责任。
The Chinese president also stressed on the urgent need to combat nuclear terrorism amid a new round of international terrorist activities. 50 countries are participating in this year's edition of the summit. The meet comes amid mounting fears that terrorist groups such as the Islamic State are pursuing nuclear weapons. Concerns over Islamic State's nuclear ambitions have grown since Belgian authorities discovered video footage of a Belgian nuclear official in the apartment of a key member of the Islamic State-linked terrorist cell that was behind the deadly Paris as well as Brussels attacks. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
South Korea today claimed that North Korea fired a short-range missile into the sea. The incident came just hours after leaders from the US, South Korea and Japan pledged to work together to prevent North Korea from advancing its nuclear and missile program. The surface-to-air missile fired from an eastern coastal area flew into waters off North Korea's coast. This according to South Korea's Joint Chief of Staff. The statement gave no further details. The missile is the latest in a series of weapons launches by the North in an apparent response to ongoing military exercises between the United States and South Korea. North Korea views the drills as an invasion rehearsal. This year's drills, set to run till late April, are the biggest and come after North Korea's nuclear test and long-range rocket test earlier this year. In Washington, President Obama on Thursday met with his South Korean and Japanese counterparts to discuss ways of deterring North Korea's nuclear threats before a two-day nuclear summit that opened today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday met scientists of the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO project in Washington, D.C. The team includes 3 Indian scientists who worked on the LIGO project.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory team led by the director of the National Science Foundation, Dr. Franz Cordova, on Thursday. He also witnessed the exchange of an MOU on the establishment of the LIGO in India.
Now that India has agreed to be a part of this project, the possibility is that India will become central to the LIGO project, partly on account of the fact that geography favors us. The plan is that the LIGO project has proved the gravitational waves theory based here in the US, but now they would like LIGO projects to be replicated in other parts of the world so that based on their geographical data also, they can prove the gravitational waves theory. And the project in India, the cabinet has already approved an outlay of 1,200 crores for the project in India.
The LIGO team includes 3 scientists. The Prime Minister's meeting with them comes just 2 days after he met scientists from the Institute of Plasma Research in New Delhi who are working on the LIGO project in India.
We discussed about what programs can we make for children and how we should make them in various languages, in various Indian languages. We also talked about making hands-on demos so that the kids can learn through those.
Last month, LIGO detected gravitational waves radiating from 2 black holes that crashed together about 1.3 billion years ago. The existence of gravitational waves were pictured by Albert Einstein a century ago. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Time now for all the sports action in Sports Beat. Defending champion Saina Nehwal and 2-time World Championship bronze medalist PV Sindhu will be in action today in the women's singles quarterfinals of the India Open Super Series. Second seed Saina will take on Korean 5th seed Sung Ji-yoon, while PV Sindhu will meet Korea's Bae Yeon-ju in the other quarterfinal clash. Indian boxer Shiva Thapa ended his campaign with a silver medal after losing in the final of the Asian Oceania qualifying tournament on Thursday. He went down 0-3 to Thailand's But D in the summit's clash. Shiva had already booked his ticket to Rio by making the finals after beating Kazakhstan's Kairat. New Zealand all-rounder Grant Elliott has announced his retirement from One Day Internationals. In his one-day career, Grant Elliott scored 1,976 runs in 83 games at an average of 34.06. He notched up 2 centuries and 11 half-centuries. Elliott played an important hand for the team in the ongoing ICC World T20. He's yet to take a call on his T20 career. That's all from us. Goodbye.